We gather here today to honor the memory of Mario, a joyful Italian plumber, and a man who got way too high on shrooms, and a jumper extraordinaire. He lived a long, fulfilling life. He brought joy to millions of people around the world. But now here he stands, murdered by his own employer, Nintendo. We will always remember Mario for all of his contributions to the world. Now, Luigi, would you like to say a few words?
Oh, Mario.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Alright, joking aside, let's talk about Super Mario 3D All-Stars, possibly for the last time, because, well, guess what? The game's gone. It's no longer up digitally. You can kind of buy it physically if you can find a copy, but that supply is now kind of capped out, limited. This is a game that came out back in September 18th, 2020. Now, going to the Super Mario 3D All-Stars website right now, whereas before, this website looked a little different with a notice that said that this game would be available until March 31st. Now, going to the website, you just find this, and basically no option to just purchase the game digitally. You can find a retailer that has it in stock, and you know they are still in stock. You can still buy the game physically as long as supplies last, but eventually they're bound to run out. Nintendo, from what I understand, has stopped the production of physical copies of Mario 3D All-Stars. So we're looking at a last batch kind of situation as far as we know. And so once that supply runs out, there's going to be no other way to play or access this game other than to buy a used copy, hopefully cheaper than the original price. But if we're talking about scalping, obviously we're going to see ludicrous prices. Or, you know, hope that one of your friends has it, or rely on emulation, rely on jailbreaking, rely on piracy. Because piracy right now is a better, more convenient option to play this game than Nintendo. And to this day, nobody understands this decision. From a business standpoint, it doesn't really seem to make sense. And from a keep your community happy standpoint, it certainly doesn't seem to make sense. It's literally the worst of all worlds. And to really spotlight how much this game sold and how well it did commercially, on February 8th, 2021, it was reported that Mario 3D All-Stars sold over 8 million copies, more specifically 8.32 million copies by December of 2020, by the end of 2020. It is now April 2021. That number no doubt has shot up. I wouldn't be surprised if the game has actually already sold close to 10 million copies or even over 10 million copies. And something that I haven't talked about yet to further highlight just how well this game did, if you look at the list of best-selling Nintendo games of all time, Nintendo Switch games of all time, which you can find on Wikipedia right here, you will see that Super Mario 3D All-Stars is number 13. with 8.32 million copies sold as of December 31st, 2020. And this game achieved number 13 best-selling Switch game of all time within just 3 months. And if there's one thing about Mario games, it's that they sell over the very long term. They can sell consistently throughout a console's entire lifespan, entire generation. So to cut the sale of a game that sold over 8 million copies in just 3 months, to say we don't want to sell this game anymore when the product is still very popular. What the hell, Nintendo? Go into eBay right now, you'll see that already prices have skyrocketed to ridiculous heights. Just looking at the front page when you type in Mario 3D All-Stars, you'll find a listing, a sponsored listing of $275 for the physical version of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This is a game that originally, the MSRP cost is $60. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. I'm sure you've already noticed far more ridiculous listings like this one right here, selling the game for $10,000 or best offer. Here we have another one for $25,000. And scrolling further down, you'll find more reasonable prices. You know, this is $75, this is $70, this is $80, you know, $10 to $20 more than what you would originally pay for if Nintendo didn't just cut off the supply of a game that's still proving to be selling quite well and is still very popular and will continue to be popular for years to come. But alas, here we are. Even $10 extra is just too much. It's more reasonable and manageable, but too much. And guess what? These listings of $10 to $20 marked up prices, those are going to go real fast. Obviously, the lower the cost, the more popular the product is going to be. And these will disappear soon. And once they're gone, scalpers with no shame about selling these games at ridiculous prices, hundreds if not thousands of dollars, they're going to take over. The fact that the scalping scene is already being this active with Super Mario 3D All-Stars really goes to highlight the issue that Nintendo has created here. And the scalpers, knowing that supply is now limited, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to local retailers and buy all of these copies out so that the people who are going to these stores to buy them legitimately won't get the chance to and will have to resort to the scalpers. Nintendo hasn't just limited supply, they've given these kinds of grifters more power, more incentive to buy out all of the physical copies, all of the retail codes, to buy out all of the supply, so now they get to control the Super Mario 3D All-Stars market, set the prices that they want, and, you know, just grift people how they want. And let's not forget that on top of Mario 3D All-Stars, you've got this other game called Super Mario Brothers 35, which is a Mario platformer battle royale. That's a pretty actually interesting concept that Nintendo made exclusive to subscribers of Switch Online. It was free to play to subscribers, but requiring the subscription means it's technically not a free-to-play game. But if Switch Online is already something you would have had anyway, then I guess this is just an extra thing you get on top of your subscription, this Mario 35 game. But like with Mario 3D All-Stars, Nintendo for some reason have decided to just have the game be out for a limited time and then kill off the title come March 31st, 2021. And unlike Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Mario Brothers 35 is a strictly digital-only title available through Nintendo Switch Online. And Nintendo has confirmed that they're not allowing people who have already downloaded Super Mario Brothers 35 to continue playing the game. Instead, they're making it completely unplayable after March 31st, and this was relayed in a statement provided to Game Informer that reads, "The Super Mario Bros. 35 game released October 1st as a free download for Nintendo Switch Online members, and the digital version of Super Mario 3D All-Stars will be available until March 31st, 2021. After that date, Super Mario Bros. 35 will no longer be playable. Those who purchase the digital version of Super Mario 3D All-Stars will still be able to play or to re-download the game if it was deleted from their device." Yep, Super Mario Bros. 35 is literally a game that is now gone forever, a game that has not been preserved in any way, shape, or form. And because it is an online-only experience, a Switch online-only experience, emulation for this just isn't really going to cut it. This isn't something that can be emulated easily, and even if it does get emulated, and somehow somebody starts a private server that they can use to run this, the player base will be very limited because the emulation scene is certainly much more niche. As far as the legitimate way, the official way goes, Super Mario Bros. 35 is a game that has disappeared off of the face of the earth. It's not that Nintendo cannot afford it, and the inclusion of Mario 35 with Switch Online makes that subscription a more valuable proposition. So why take it out when leaving it in is good for business and good for customers who might enjoy this type of experience? And the Mario 3D All-Star scenario is bad enough as it is, but this is even worse. Even with gray markets or used copies and whatnot, like those are not viable either because there are literally no physical copies of this game. What is it with Nintendo and their aversion to game preservation or to their incredible old library, their incredible goldmine collection of classic titles? What is it with them targeting emulation websites while not providing a significantly better alternative solution that will allow people to spend money on something that they would spend money on if Nintendo just offered a solution, a way to purchase, a way to play those games on a perfect console like Switch, which is just prime for this with its hybrid nature that allows it to be both a home console and a portable console. This is a move that's just baffling everyone, and that's why the March 31st being the day Mario dies because Nintendo publicly executed him became a thing, such a meme. Because this whole situation is just kind of ridiculous and nonsensical. You want to fight piracy? Be better than piracy. If piracy is the better solution than the official means, then you're kind of encouraging people to pirate or to emulate, to jailbreak, and all of these different things that you're not in favor of. If you don't want to take money and if you don't want to offer people a demanded product that you've already released but are limiting for no good reason, then people will find a way. But that's just one man's take on everything surrounding Mario 3D All-Stars. My brain just cannot process the Nintendo logic here. But let me know in the comments below what your take is on all of this, why you think Nintendo's doing this, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.